guys, in this video I'm going to tell you all about my Halloween market. This was my last fall market of the year, and it was a Halloween specific market, and I think it was a day or two before Halloween, and it was a pretty busy one. So I am going to go ahead and put in the video of my booth before the market, and then I will go ahead and get into what sold. This is my booth before the market. I had quite a few large plushies, and I had my beanies out, and I had my pumpkin patch out. Here is the pumpkin patch and all the pumpkins. And here are my smaller Halloween plushies and the rest of my smaller plushies. So for this market, I had my pumpkin patch set up, and I really thought the pumpkin patch idea was cool, but not very many people bought pumpkins. Like, I don't think I sold a single pumpkin at this market. So I don't know if people already had bought a bunch of pumpkin items and they just weren't looking for that, or I don't know if they didn't like the pumpkin patch. I'm not really sure. But I didn't sell the pumpkins, but I did sell a lot of other items. So I will get into what sold. So the first thing that I sold was a white Leggy Chicky, and this is one of my patterns if you haven't seen it before. And so I usually have a white and a yellow one at my markets, and so the white one was the first thing that I sold, and that sold for $30. Next, I sold an Axolotl sticker and a pink flower keychain, and those sold together for $13. The sticker is $3 and the keychain was $10. And at this market, I was having issues with my card reader once again, so I was having to type in the card numbers, which it's not a huge deal, it just takes some more time, and the fee is higher, so they take more money out of it whenever I type it in than whenever I just swipe or tap it. So it was kind of frustrating because I had just bought a new Square reader and it was not connecting right. Like, it would say it connected and then it would immediately unconnect. And so it was kind of frustrating because there were a lot of people shopping, and I, instead of being able to like greet everybody and talk to them, I was busy trying to type in all the credit card information. So I don't know, that might have hindered my sales a little bit. But later on during the market, my boyfriend was trying to like Google it and look on the Square website and figure out like how to fix it, because we had tried everything that we could think of. The Square app did not need to be updated or anything like that. So as a last try, we restarted my phone, and after we restarted it, then it connected fine. So I'm glad that we figured that out, but it was kind of annoying there in the beginning when I had to type in all the numbers. The next thing that I sold was a mini Octo, and it sold for $10. I didn't write down what color that one was, so I'm not sure. I am a little bit behind on filming my videos because last month was insanely just crazy for me. A lot of stuff happened. I got sick, I took a trip, and so I'm super behind on filming. So this was a while ago, so I don't remember it quite as much, so I might not know all of the colors if I didn't write them down. Whereas usually I try to film like the night after the market or the next day while it's all on my mind. But it's just been so crazy that I am really behind on filming my videos. But anyways, I'll get back into what sold. So I sold one more thing in the first hour, and that was 2 Leggy Chickies. So like I said, I usually have one of each color out. So after that one sold, I put another one out, and then I sold both of those. And they sold for $60 total because they are $30 each. So that was everything I sold in the first hour, so we're already at over $100 made for the first hour. And then into the second hour, the first thing that I sold was one of my corn, and this was the one with the variegated green husk. I usually try to have some with the variegated green and some with just the classic green, and people have been into the variegated green quite a bit lately. And then the next thing that I sold was one of my large dinos. These used to be a really good seller for me, and I upped the price because I wasn't able to make them as quick as I was selling them, and since I upped the price, I hadn't sold any. So at the beginning of this market, I kept them back and I went ahead and marked down the prices on them, and then I did sell one. So I put the pricing back to how it was before, so $40 for the large one and I believe $50 for the extra large one. So I sold a blue large one, so that sold for $40. And then the next thing I sold was one of my skeletons, and this was one with embroidered eyes. And that same person also got a light pink Octo. So the Octo is $12 and the skeleton is $15, so it was $27 total. Next, I sold one of my spiders, and this was a black spider, and it sold for $8. Then I sold one of my laying dinos. I don't remember exactly what the pattern calls it, but I just call them a laying dino because they are laying down. So this was a blue variegated laying dino, and this one I sold for $35. Next, I sold another one of my skeletons, and then that same person also got one of my mini ghosts, and this was a mini ghost that had red eyes. So most of them I just made with the regular black eyes, but I did make a few with the red eyes. So those two sold together for $27. The skeleton was $15 and the mini ghost was $12. And then that is the end of the second hour of the market. So into the third hour, the first thing that I sold was one of my chicks, and this one sold for $20, just the classic chick color. And then the next thing that I sold was a rainbow variegated axolotl, and that sold for $20. Next, I sold my spider pin and one of my cotton keychains. This was a tan one. I made quite a few of these keychains a while ago, and they just haven't been selling very well for me. I don't know, I think people mostly just come to see plushies at my booth and they're not really looking for something like that. So I think that's why they haven't been selling. But I did finally sell one of those. So those sold together for $12. The pin was $2 and the keychain was $10. Next, I sold one of my candy corn guys, which I was excited to sell because this was my last Halloween market of the year. And so that sold for $15. Next, I sold a popping mushroom and an Octo, and both of these were in a blue variegated yarn, so they kind of matched each other. So those sold together for $27. I don't know what it was about this market, but a lot of the totals were ending up at $27. So the Octo was $12 and the pop mushroom was $15. And then I sold another one of my pins. We didn't write down which one this was, so I'm not sure which one, but it did sell for $2. And then I sold another one of my candy corn guys, and this one sold to one of my vendor friends that was across the way from me. She said she was just sitting there throughout the night and she just kept looking at the candy corn guys, so she had to come get it. So that one sold for $15. And then the last thing that I sold was a skeleton, and that sold for $15. So I was glad to sell quite a few of my Halloween plushies. I did actually end up with quite a few of them left over. I was hoping to sell more of them than I did, but I did go ahead and prep a lot of them. So I knew I would have some left over, but I didn't think I was going to have quite that many left over. This is my booth after the market. I still have quite a few fall plushies left over, and pretty much all of my pumpkins were left over. And my booth still looks pretty full, even though I did sell quite a few items. Okay, so the total for this market, I made $398, which is pretty good. I believe the booth fee was, I think, $45, something like that. So about $350 of profit, which is pretty good. It was a fun market and the weather was pretty nice. So it was a good market and I'm pretty happy with how much I made. I was a little disappointed that I had so much of my fall inventory left, but I'm probably just going to keep it until next fall because I don't really want to discount it, because I would rather just keep it around until next year and get full price for it rather than discounting it, and then next year I would just have to remake items again. So I'm probably just going to keep it, and save it until next fall. So I have quite a few new videos that are going to be coming soon. I've got a lot of filming to do. I've got quite a few Christmassy winter markets to film about, as well as everything that I crocheted this month videos. I am a bit behind on those as well. So I'm going to have a lot of new videos coming up. So if you want to make sure to see those, make sure you're subscribed and you hit the bell so you'll be notified every time that I post. Thanks for watching, guys.